So it has officially been over 8 months that I have been living in Thailand. It's crazy, this journey like of just becoming a digital nomad and just moving across the world, one-way ticket. Didn't know what to expect at all. Had no idea, but luckily things have worked out. Things have been good. I've been very blessed to be here. So in this video, I want to share with you guys like 14 things you should know before coming to Thailand. They're not going to be in any particular order, but just 14 things that I know now that's going to be helpful for you guys coming here for the first time and whatnot. So we'll talk lifestyle, we'll talk cost of living, we'll talk different locations in Thailand, we'll talk dating. Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So tip number one is going to be transportation. The best way to get around, in my opinion, is going to be to download the app called Grab and then another app called Bolt. They're both transportation apps. And sometimes the price on the apps will be different. Sometimes Bolt is cheaper, sometimes Grab is cheaper. But I'll always use the app versus using the street taxi because they tend to charge a lot more for a ride of like even a short distance. Like it might cost 50 baht on the app and they might tell me 150 baht. So if you want to save money, you want reasonable transportation costs, go ahead and download those two apps. And also Grab is your food delivery service app, so you definitely want to have that. Food delivery is very affordable here in Thailand and in Southeast Asia. So in the States, getting something delivered to the house might cost you like 3 times more than if you just went and picked it up. But luckily here in Thailand, the cost is still very reasonable and the delivery fees do not be high at all. It simply only costs like maybe like $1 for it to be delivered. Tip number two is another cost of living tip. So another monthly expense you're gonna have in Thailand or anywhere you go in the world is feeding yourself, so food costs. And so as a Westerner coming here to Thailand, I like Thai food, I eat Thai food a lot, but I do a lot of times still crave Western food. And so when I want Western food, either I'm having to go to the grocery store and buy it, or I'm having to order off an app. And I will say, that's one of the things that surprised me. Western food is very pricey in Thailand compared, like it'll even cost more here than it does back in the States that have the same type of food. So just keep that in mind. Like if you want to live on a budget here, then eating Western food is not going to be very cost effective. So hopefully you enjoy Thai food. Like I said, I eat a lot of rice or noodle based dishes, which is like the most popular things here. But I would definitely say that embrace the Thai cuisine. It is very delicious, especially when it's ordered from like the right place. It just knows exactly how to get things done perfect. I've had some very delicious Thai food, obviously, in my past 8 months of being here. Tip number three is going to be always keep cash on you because there's a lot of places that do not take card. So having cash is always going to be something that comes in handy. And if you did not have cash, another thing I would try to say is try to get a Thai bank account. It's not going to be available for you to just get on a like if you just come in here for like 30 days or whatever. But if you live in here, there's different agencies you can work with. Like you pay them like a little fee and they'll get you a bank account. There's some that banks you can go into without even having to use an agency, but just you might get a lot of no's before you get yeses. But if you're gonna be here living in Thailand, I would highly suggest try to get a bank account because then you can scan pay things, which that's the most popular other than cash. Typically, like I said though, cards are like if somewhere accepts cards, like you're lucky. And typically the place that do take cards, they do charge a little bit like of a 3% or 5% fee, but everybody pretty much takes scan pay and cash. Also, when using the ATM, do note that you might have an ATM fee charged by your bank, and then also you're gonna have one charged by Thailand, which is about 220 baht. So that's like $6 or $7 per transaction on top of if your bank charges you. So taking money out the ATM a lot can become very expensive and it will add up over time. So if you're taking cash out, I would say either take out larger amounts of money and maybe just keep some back at home instead of having it all on you, right? Because you don't want to carry large amounts of cash. But using the ATM frequently, I don't recommend that. The other option to save a little bit of money, like I'll Western Union myself money, and the fee to Western Union myself money and pick it up is cheaper than actually using the ATM. So Western Union is another good option too if you want to save some money when it comes to getting cash. Tip number four to be aware of is that Airbnbs a lot of times will charge you a lot more on your electricity costs than the actual cost. So I found out that a lot of times, like when they send me the electric, when they have me pay for the electric fee at the end of the month, I'm paying like 2 to 3x more than what the actual bill is. So just know they are making money on the electric fees as well, which is like unfortunate. I wish they would just charge like regular price. But yeah, I've had times where like my bill, because it's hot here, I run an AC a lot. Like they'll hit me with a bill at the end of the month where it's like something crazy, like $160. Like I've had higher electricity bills here than I do in the States. And I know that's not the actual price because I've actually asked Thai locals like what would a bill be even if the AC's ran all day, and it's nowhere close to the price that they want me to pay for using the AC and electric here. Like it would be like 7 baht per like whatever. I don't know the exact conversion, but yeah, they charge a lot of money for the electric. So that's another way they're trying to profit on you. It's through electricity costs. So just keep that in mind and maybe you want to be a little bit more conservative on your electricity use. Tip number 5 is kind of obvious, but download a translate app just for those instances to where you cannot communicate with the person you're trying to communicate with. I haven't had many interactions where I actually need to use the translate app, but it always does come in handy when you need to use it, because even if you look at the menu, it's not in English, you can take a picture of it or even just scan it and have it translate the menu right in front of you, so now you can know what you're ordering. So the app is definitely convenient to have. Like I said, a lot of places, if you're in touristy areas, they'll speak enough English for you to get by to where you won't even need to use the app. But if you're dealing sometimes with you're at a store and there's a certain thing you want and they don't understand you, then you definitely want to have the translate app. It's come in handy more often than not for me. Tip number 6. I know this is something that people are curious about. Dating life here in Thailand. What has been my experience with women and whatnot out here. And I'm gonna say this, because I'll give you guys some of my personal experience. And I haven't dated seriously out here, just basically for fun, just casual, friendships, just very, very casual, just hanging around, stuff like that. Somebody to do stuff with and whatnot. But I haven't been in any official relationship out here. But with that being said, I have witnessed in my 8 months of being here, guys get straight played by women, get used by women. I'll give you guys a more recent scenario. Somebody I was hanging out with for months. Just like I said, once again, very casual. I eventually found out that they had a whole fiance. So listen, I'm just saying guys be out here getting played. This is the second time I've been in a situation like that where a girl I was hanging with had a fiance. So it's very common out here. A lot of these women are cold-hearted. When it comes down to it, you'll think they're wifey material and whatnot. All along, they'll just be running game. These guys will be sending money, paying their bills and everything, and then the girls might tell them, "Oh, I need some money for my family and whatnot." But in reality, they don't there might be some girls who actually send it to their family, but a lot of times they just using these men for things, because I don't know what it is. But yeah, they just these women will try to drain your bank account. Like I said, I've witnessed it. Hasn't happened to me because I'm not the type of guy who you can just run game over. I spot the game, so you can't run game with me. I'm gonna be on the winning end of these situations. So I'm just warning you guys, if you've met a foreign girl or you come out here to Thailand and you're not here no more and she's still your girl, or you think, listen, hey, she might hit you on the phone and be like, "Oh, I love you, miss you." But there's probably more likely than not another guy in a situation while you're gone and you still sending her money. She probably spending that money on him. I'm just saying, listen, I'm giving y'all insight. I'm giving y'all real game. So don't hate the messenger and the witness. I witnessed it. So I'm giving y'all real game. Just don't come here thinking that the first girl you meet, you're just going to fall in love with and, she's going to be your wife, whatever. Like I said, just take a little time, vet these girls. And if she's always asking for money and things, then that might be a red flag. Also, if a girl doesn't have a job, you don't see her ever go to work, or she doesn't seem to have a set schedule on anything she does, listen, she probably either has a dude overseas or something, or a sugar daddy or fiance or husband, or she freelances. Now, so if you want to meet a girl who's actually probably someone who's wifey material, then here's my number one piece of advice. Look for a girl who has a regular job and a regular career. That's going to be your safest bet. Look for a girl who works at a bakery or a hotel, or has a regular career. If a girl's not doing nothing, she's in the club every day, you see bars and stuff, she's probably not wifey material. I know that sounds for some people it's going to be obvious, but some of you guys don't understand that. Now, tip number 7, when it comes to meeting women, how do you meet women if you just want some casual fun? Okay, Tinder, Hinge. I hear some people use Thai Friendly. I've never been on the app, so I don't know anything about it. But hey, you can check it out. And then the other thing is just going out in person, going to bars and clubs and meeting people. But once again, if that's how you meet women, I would not really take girls seriously that I met in that type of situation. If I met a girl at the club, if I met her on Tinder, I'm probably not looking at her as a wife or a girlfriend. I'm just being honest. It's just fun for now, right? In summary, guys, she's not your girl. It's just your turn. It might not even be exclusively your turn. So if you have that understanding coming here, you'll be okay. You won't get your heart broken. You won't be in love with a chick who's really playing games on you. You'll be fine. I've been fine. So just take the game I'm trying to give you. Tip number 8. A lot of guys ask me, what's the cost of living? How much should I bring out here? And listen, that is a loaded question. When people ask me that question, I'm just well, the question I'm about to ask you back is, what is your lifestyle? Because my lifestyle isn't your lifestyle. Your lifestyle isn't mine. That person over there, we all have different lifestyles. So I've been in groups, and then obviously with me personally living here, somebody will ask that question, and people will say like, "Ask, can I live on $2,000 a month?" And someone else will be like, "There's no way you can live on 2,000 baht a month. I spend 1,000 just on a weekend going out." So like, but if like that's my point. When you ask that question, you can ask somebody else. Like if you ask me, the answer will have to be this: can you live on $2,000 a month? Absolutely. Now, with that being said, what is the lifestyle you want to accomplish? Because you can live on $1,000 a month. If you're really, really pinching pennies, you can live on $500 a month. But at each level comes a completely different lifestyle. So like if you want to come out to Thailand and like you're a single guy, you want to like go party all the time and hang out with bar girls and and eat Western food, no, you're not living on $2,000 a month. It's just not happening. You're gonna need more of an income, especially depending on what type of apartment you want and all these different things. But the reality is there's a lot of different amounts of money you can live on here in Thailand. But once again, it is up to your lifestyle. That leads me to tip number 9, is that when it comes to drinking and like nightlife, a lot of people will say like, oh, it's so cheap, it's so cheap. But honestly, from my personal experience, it is no cheaper to go out here than it is to like in the US on a regular night, right? Now, with that being said, you can go to the club here and you can buy a bottle for like $100 something, whatever. So in that case, it is cheaper, but I've never been a bottle buying person in the first place. So I don't really go out and buy bottles to begin with, no matter where I'm at. I've only done that like one time in my whole life in Mexico. We'll save that day. We'll save that for another story. But without even buying bottles and like that, I feel like my average night, if I go out solo, I end up spending over $100 easily. I heard a lot of guys that say they struggle to spend like 10 to 15, but I kind of think that's capped because like, yeah, like if you go to 7-Eleven, which I always do to pregame, I'll go buy me some like a little bottle of rum for like 169 baht, something like that. A bottle of Coca-Cola, and also probably a Chong. That will cost me roughly about total like $7. That's a great pregame drink. After I finish that, I'm feeling pretty good. It's a good way to start my night off. But then once you go into the bar and club scenes, right? Now you might see promos. So you got some places that charge 99 baht cocktails or 79 baht beers, which 99 baht is about, I think it's about like $3 and some change, maybe $3 or $4. And so that's not expensive, right? But because it's cheaper, I don't ever find myself drinking less. It's just like, oh, so I end up spending the same amount of money. Maybe I have a little bit more to drink what I would have had at home, but the cost of going out typically isn't cheaper. And then especially too, when I get, after I'm drinking and having fun, when I start drinking, I really stop caring about like how much money I'm spending. So like I easily just be like, I could swipe it. It's just like take them or take this, like I just keep going. And like I end up buying people drinks and whatnot. So that's kind of me going out. So for me, if I don't want to spend money, I either got to be like, I'm staying in or I'm going out. Because if I go out, I already know what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to spend at least, like I said, a certain amount of money. If I stay inside, it's the safest bet for me if I don't want to spend bread. Because like I said, a lot of times I've gone out with the intention of only spending a couple dollars. But it honestly never happens. So there's that. Tip number 11 also kind of goes back to the kind of like the cost of living thing. People ask me like, how much money should I come out here with? And my advice is that if you're like someone young like me, I wouldn't really try to come out here living on savings. I would try to have an income stream, at least an income stream or multiple income streams that's paying for your full cost of living or subsidizing it if you do have savings. I just don't like the idea of living off of savings because there is a depletion rate, right? You know that like, okay, I can only spend this amount of money before it's all gone. Versus if you have a flow, a stream means it's continuous. So even if like you spend over budget, like if you have a stream, okay, next month I'm getting this exact money back again. It's just going to keep flowing. So have so with that being said, like either have a remote job or have something that's producing you money, a remote business. I don't care, but try to have some type of income that's not just savings. That will give you more peace of mind living out here. Tip number 11 is just 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is it's a convenience store, and 7-Eleven here has everything. Like even the food at 7-Eleven is pretty good. Like they have the meals, and you can get meals just warmed up there. So that's another tip too. If you want to like save money when eating out, like there's 7-Elevens everywhere. You get hungry, you don't always have to like and there's not like cheap street food close by. Go to 7-Eleven. They have like their microwave meals. They'll microwave them there for you, and they're actually pretty good. Like I eat at 7-Eleven a lot if I'm just like hungry and it's like the closest thing by. I want a snack or something. 7-Eleven for the win. I've had plenty of tasty treats at 7-Eleven, so it's got everything you need. Like I said, you can do your little pregame there. I go buy me some drink, get most of like my little necessities for the crib, tissue and all that stuff. So yeah, 7-Eleven, something very basic, but just hey, 7-Eleven's the plug. Tip number 12 or 13, I've lost count, but is for those who want to stay in Thailand for like at least a year or something like that, you don't have to do a bunch of visa runs and whatnot, then your best bet is going to be to go for a like education visa. And you can look it up on the website to get all the details, or there's also agencies here that if you pay them, they will kind of take care of all that for you if you're not really a paperwork person. Like I said, I managed to be here 8 months without any visa at all. People ask me, like, what visa you on? I'm like, I'm on no visa. But the reason I've been able to last for 8 months is because when I first got to Thailand, they weren't doing 30 days. They were doing 45 days. And then Thailand allows you to go get a 30-day extension after that time runs out. So I was basically getting 75 days per, like, stay, right? And then I would have to just go do a little border run, visa run. I've done 2 land borders, 1 last year, 1 this year. That process is pretty simple. And then now my thing is reset. Now it's 30 days, so now I can only do a max of 60 days without a visa or leaving the country. So for every time I come in the country, I can pretty much get 60 days total. 30 days on arrival, and then once it nears my last few days, and I go to the immigration office and get an extension and pay, I think, 1,900 baht, and boom, I get another 30 days. Like right now, at this point in time of this video, I gotta leave Phuket in about 2 days and then go to another country, either like Bali Bali's not a country, but Indonesia or Malaysia or something like that, and then come back to Thailand. But only thing is, I don't know. I'm not guaranteed because I still will not be coming back here on a visa yet. So we'll see. I could come back and get denied entry. I don't know. So fingers crossed it works out. If not, then I'll spend a month in a different country. It's all good. Next tip, I'm kind of mentioned this earlier, but this is about lifestyle and like cost of living. Is just my advice for that is find a budget and stick to it. Like create a budget and stick to it. Like if you can have that discipline when it comes to your money, like okay, you're only going to allocate yourself, say 1,500 baht a day to live on. Cool, which you very well can do. Like if you're not out drinking every day, Thailand really doesn't cost that much. Your average transportation might cost, if you're riding a motorbike, might cost you 50 to 100 baht per ride. So that's like maybe you're spending $5 a day on transportation. And if you're just going, if you're, your meals, whether you eat at 7-Eleven or order on Grab, you might spend $10, $15 a day. And then outside of that, there's not really, I don't really know what else you'd be spending your money on. Especially, like I said, if you're living here, it's different from someone traveling here. If you're traveling here just visiting, then you want to do everything every day. So you're going to have activities and all these different things. So yeah, you're going to be spending a lot more than 1,500 baht a day. But if you're living here and you're not out drinking, then I don't see really how you would spend 1,500 baht a day unless it was just all like on like food. So yeah, that's just my little tip for there. Budgeting will really help you out. And the last thing I will like kind of mention is just like since I've been a solo traveler for this past 8 months, I just want to mention that as a solo traveling can get kind of lonely at times. And at first, like that was hard. Like it was hard for me to adjust to, but like now I'm so adjusted to it. Like I'll spend like I might go a whole week without like interacting with anybody, like in person, like on the phone and whatnot. But I might go a whole week without interacting with anybody. I might just be inside or just working on my laptop or whatever. And that's just how it goes for me. Like depending on where you're at, you can plug into community. I've been doing a lot of hopping around over the past 8 months. So like I'm not really plugged into any one community here in Thailand. Like I've met people, had fun with a lot of people, but I don't have like a set group of friends here or a community that I'm plugged into. I have, like I said, once again, I have some friends and people I know, but like nothing like when I'm back home in the States. Last but not least, head over to remotetribeacademy.com and take the free course I have put together called the Digital Nomad Blueprint. It is a course for those who aspire to be digital nomads and those who want to move to Thailand. In here, the first thing I want you to do is to join the Facebook group. I'm trying to build a community of digital nomads where there you'll be able to network, get insight on different opportunities, and learn and help others in the group. Next, I start off by talking about your why, because mindset is very important if you want to become a digital nomad, as well as choosing your location, 20 different digital nomad locations you might want to consider, income opportunity lists. I talk about the drop service business model, how to find remote jobs PDF, list of 24 certificate programs, YouTube as a business, lifestyle and budget tiers for living in Thailand, travel hacks, visa information, and the best way to find long-term accommodation here in Thailand. As mentioned, this course is completely free. While you're on the site, check out my other course called the Digital Entrepreneur Blueprint. In this course, I break down how to turn your knowledge into an income stream. So I go into full detail of everything I've learned over the past few years of making money online by taking my knowledge and turning it into digital assets like courses, ebooks, and other digital products like website templates and whatnot. So if you're someone who's interested in online business where you teach people or coach people or just build different digital assets, then you want to check this program out.
I've put in a lot of work into this. There's a lot of information here that breaks down everything I know. I also teach you how to build and sell your very first course. So you learn step by step on how to do exactly what I'm doing. And so with this skill set that you will have by the end of this course, you'll either be able to build a course for yourself, or if you want to take that skill set, you can then market it to others and get paid to build course websites for them as well. And this program is only $47, so be sure to check it out.
Anyway, guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.